Hello everybody, Jacob from Win Me This here. Today's video, I got a $1,500 bankroll out there. I know we're deviating a little bit from the low roller stuff, but I wanted to put this out there just because I want to talk about it. So one of the best ways to play craps by the math is one of the absolute grimiest ways to play. And I'm going to explain it in this video, all right? And that is to lay the point. And why is that one of the best math ways to play? Because points only get made, people only make their point about 40, just slightly over 40% of the time. So that means if you lay the point by the math, by what the math says, 60% of the time you're going to win. Now you do lose 5% in a VIG, but lay bets are true odds minus 5%. So even with that factored in, you still have a really good chance to win. On top of that, you're always the favorite as far as probability goes, because you're always going to have the 7 versus whatever number. And on top of that, if you add a ladder into it, it's really hard to lose with this way to play. Now, this is one of the absolute grimiest ways to play as from a camaraderie standpoint, from being cool with the craps players at the table standpoint. If you're laying the point, that's different than playing the don't. Playing the don't, you don't really know what's going to happen. Whatever comes up, you're not really trying to play against a player. Most likely you're just trying to, do something with the don't. When you lay the point, you're saying, I think you suck. You're not going to make your point. I'm going to make money off of you. Losing. And that's grimy. But from a math standpoint, this is one of the best ways to play. So let's check it out. We got 1,500 because of the ladder, because it takes money to ladder. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start out by laying to win $50. And then if we lose, we'll lay to win 100. And then if we lose again, we'll lay to win 200. Surely I don't think I'll lose 3 times in a row, but maybe we will. All right. So we're going to go 50, 100, 200 as the lays go. All right, so let's set our point. Again, guys, this is one of the ugliest ways to play, and I don't suggest it, even though the math says you should. Even though the math says every point that comes out there, you should lay, because that's 60% chance you're going to win. All right, there's an 11. That doesn't do anything for what we're doing here. There's a 4, okay? Interesting start. The 4 and 10 are actually the worst on this because you lose so much when you lose. But they are what they are. You do have the probability. All right, so we want to lay to win 50, so we're going to lay 100. I'm just going to put it in the front here, guys, because I don't want to have to reach all the way to the back, but that's a lay bet. All right, now 60% of the time we should win this, plus along with the, we're 6-3 favorite, just on the probability aspect of it. There's a 10. The last one was a 3, I believe. It wasn't no effect to what we're doing. There's a 6, not a 9. It's a hard 6, and 7 out. Okay, perfect. We're gonna win 50, and again, we'll pay the VIG here. I need to change in some money here to pay some VIG because we want a true count. All right, so to win 50, we're gonna it'll cost $2 in VIG. We'll get 23 change there. All right, use that for our VIG money. All right, and that's a win. All right, we'll keep track of them here, see where we end up, because we should win 6 for every 10 shooters. And there's an 8, 5, 3, 8. Cool. All right, so remember, we're trying to win 50, so we'll have to go 60, lay for 60, and right back on the 8. Good shot, shooter. This is just such an ugly way to play, but we're just talking about the math. That was a loser. Just the math. It should be pretty effective. Now we're going to ladder up because that was a loss. We're on the 4. Right, so now we're playing to win 100, so we'll have to lay 200. Oh, wow. Nice shot, shooter. 2 hard way whacks on this lay jerk. All right, nice. All right, now we're gonna lay to win 200. This is what the ladder's for. Surely you won't lose 3 in a row. I guess you could, but I would say you probably won't. All right, we got a lay to win 300 here, which will be that's 360, right? Lay 360. There's a 6. Oh man, 3 in a row. Well, I did not expect to lose 3 in a row. So, since I didn't expect it, it definitely happened. Interesting. Okay, making me a liar a little bit. We'll just lay max lay here. All right, so that's 500, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to lay 900 just because the weird way this is rolled out. And we're trying to show a ladder here, right? All right, 900, and that gives us 900 will win, what's that, 750, I believe, right? Because 300 wins 250, yeah, so 750. 900 to win 750. Let's see if we win. And 7. That's what the ladder's for, guys. That's why, if you're ever going to play this way, then you'd want to ladder it. All right, so I guess you won't lose 4 in a row. All right, 750, so that's going to be $35, $37. We have 20, 28. Okay, so we'll go 750. We'll go 725. And we'll drop 2 because we owe 37 in VIG. Wait, let me see if I'm doing this right. My brain is not braining at this point. Okay, so we dropped 2, so we owe 35 in VIG at this point. So let's drop this. We'll get 10 change because we dropped that other quarter. Anyways, that's close enough. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You guys kill me in the comments on it or whatever, that's fine. But the ladder worked. We did have 3 losses in a row, which I did not expect. All right, but now we're still moving forward. And there's another 4. All right, is this one going to win? All right, we're back down to the 50% lay, I think, or $50 lay. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, because we're profitable. All right, so we're laying to win 50. We are profitable after all that. And we got a 6-5 yo. But again, this is a grimy way to play. Laying the point on the shooter it's an ugly, ugly way to play. Players will not like you for this. They will be pissed about this. Especially if you continuously did it, you'd be really ugly at the table. People would be not happy with you. And you should be friendly with people at the table. Should be part of the game. The camaraderie is a huge part of craps. And there's the 7. Kind of expected that. Drop $1. Wait, drop $2, right? $2, get 3 change, and win 50. And that's 3 and 3 now. Winners to losers. Again, remember we were supposed to win 6 out of 10, or 6 for every 4. Doesn't necessarily have to be 6 out of 10, but 6 for every 4. 6 wins for every 4 losses, and there's a 10. All right, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lay 100. And the 9, okay. A 4. And the 7, okay. Same thing here. It's going to be counted as a win. We're going to drop $2 for 50. Oh, come back here. All right, we're at 7 shooters. We're going shooter number 8 here. There's an 11. Had a lot of come out 11s. And a 3. Okay, nice. Horn parlay in action. And a 4. Wow. A lot of 4 and 10 points as well. Pretty crazy. Crazy little outcome. All right, lay it for 100. Come here. And the 9, 5, 4. And an 11, 6, 5. And the 8, hard 8, square pair. And another 11. A lot of 11 in these dice. And a 7. Okay. We're going to drop $2 for 50. Get our money here. Going to count as another win. Remember, this is supposed to win 6 out of every 10 times. So we're at 6 wins right now. So it's already, no, we're at 5 wins. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 3. So we need to go 50% here for it to hold true, which seems pretty likely, especially with the 4. There's a ton of 4 points. What's going on there? Here's a lay. Ton of 4 points. Here we go. And a 9, 6, 3. You get some more action on these dice. Let's make them bounce around a little bit. There's back-to-back 9s. 5, 4 this time. That's not a 7, guys. That was a 9. And that is a 7, though. 5 deuce. Okay, drop this. Get 3 change. Get 50 for our win. All right, so the math has held true so far on this round. Again, 10 shooters is not an applicable sample size, but it is holding true even after our 3 losses in a row, and the ladder saved us there. So really here, we should lose. This should be a loser. We'll see if it is. And there's a 7. The last one was a 3, I believe. And there's the 8. Okay. Here we go. We're going to lay, we want to win 50, so we need to lay 60. 75, let's get some change. Lay 60. All right, let's see if we go 70% or it holds true to the math. And it held right true to the math. There's the 8. All right. That's going to lose. So now we lost 4 and 1, 6, 2, 4, 5, 6, 4 losses. Let's see where we ended up in the bankroll. We started with 1,500. There's 1,200. 15. 16. 17. 1750. 1760. 1768. Pretty profitable. Now, it did take a ladder, and it took a ladder all the way to the end of our ladder. We were on the last rung after the 3 in a row. Now, you could adjust your ladder to work better for you. I just came up with that ladder pretty quickly in my head, got an idea that it would work profitability-wise. If you refine your ladder a little more, maybe you didn't play at the, start at the minimum on the lay. And instead of start at $50, you could start at 20, because most places the minimum is 20 on the lay. Now you go to Bubble, you can lay for anything. But again, this way from the math is one of the best ways to play in the casino and craps overall. You're a 60 to 40 favorite once a point set. And that is based off of the math of the point being hit, of that number being repeated and the point being a winner. 60% of the time that does not happen by the math. If you took all the points all over the world all the time, 60% of them fail. So you're taking advantage of that with the strategy. Now on the flip side of that, this is a grind box strategy. You're an absolute slime ball if you play this way, because you're literally playing against the player at that point. You're literally acting like the house, which will not go over well. But my channel is to show the truth and to show what the math actually says and what strategies actually do, different things like that. And without a doubt, this is a good way to play from a probability standpoint. Now, with that said, if you showed up at a game and it was already there and you laid the point, not such a big deal. But the way this strategy would have to be played is you'd have to consistently lay the point over and over and over and over. And most likely, people aren't going to like it. But anyways, wanted to show it. I actually think I'm going to run it a few more times just because I want to get more sample size in there. Maybe I'll even run it 10 times. All right, it held exactly true to the 60-40 on this one. There's going to be times that it goes both ways. There's going to be times that it goes all the way up. Then there's going to be times that it goes, you know, the other way. It's going to be winners and losers on both sides sometimes. But in the big scheme of things, it's going to hold true to the 60-40. And it's going to be profitable with the ladder. If you don't ladder it, if you just same bet it, you would actually lose money overall because the lay bets compared to their payout would on the runs where it went backwards, on the runs where it went where you lost 7 or you lost 5, you're going to lose more than you can make up. So the ladder is necessary if you're using this as a strategy. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I know this is not going to be a popular video as far as the way people like to play, but it is the truth of the game. If you did lay the point all the time, 60% of the time you're going to win. So again, guys, thank you for your time. This is Jacob from Wager Me This.